What's going on, YouTube land? This is JP. Some people call me the sophisticated lumberjack. They call me that because I'm neither of those things. I'm down here at the axe kicking facility in Florence, Alabama, shooting a documentary on a good friend of mine who's going to be in the World Axe Throwing Tournament this year. I went with him up in Wisconsin last year for the World Axe Throwing Tournament, and we were going to do a live shoot, but for some reasons, mostly internet issues, we weren't able to do that. And while I was there, I thought this will be a really cool documentary to see the behind the scenes and just give you a behind the scenes glimpse of what it took to get there, all the experiences that happened there. And so that's why I'm doing this video. And you're going to see, and this is going to be multi-series. In this first clip, we're going to have an interview with the gentleman I'm going to go with. His name is Wade Pettus, also known as the Custodian. And you'll also see some clips. I'll show you a few clips of last year of what I did capture. And there's also a warm-up tournament that went to in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. You're going to see that in this video as well. But hope you like it. If you enjoy, just do the usual: like, comment, subscribe. And if you're interested and want to get into axe throwing, which is the purpose of this, I'll leave some links in the video for the World Axe Throwing League website, and they got a lot of cool information. And there's also some places you can find local, your axe throwing facilities, so in your own hometown or nearby. But I hope you enjoy it. First off, Wade, I think I've known you for, 10 years now?
Actually, 10 to 15.
10 to 15. So I remember when you opened up both of the one you have in Loretto, Tennessee, and of course the one we're in right now in Florence, Alabama. But let me ask you a question. One, kind of talk about the two facilities, and two, what got you into axe throwing in the first place?
I had a couple of friends that kind of kept suggesting that, hey, you ought to check into axe throwing because I think you'll like it. And so I kind of kept putting it off, and finally I just decided, hey, I'm gonna see what the axe throwing's really about. And so when I checked into it, it's like, oh yeah, I've got to do this. And so I owned the warehouse there in Loretto, and I was using one end of the building for escape rooms, and so I didn't really have anything on the other end of the building. So it's like, hey, I've got a perfect place to build an axe throwing facility, and so I turned the other end of the building into an axe throwing facility, and so it just kind of got me started there, and we've gone from there. And then I got the facility sanctioned by the World Axe Throwing League, and so now we compete on a world scale there. So.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to, one, learn about axe throwing, and two, come to one of your facilities, what all they have to do? Like, is there a website they can go to? Is there somewhere or something they need? Do they need their own axe?
Most people end up buying their own axe, but they start out throwing what we call the house axes, and we've swapped house axes out a time or two when we thought we had a better axe that performed better as a house axe. I think we have some really good house axes now, and so people use them till they figure out which axe they really want. That way they don't have to be like me and buy 47 axes, before they finally find the one they like. Because they think they like one, and then they figure out, I like this one over here better. And next thing you know, you own 47 axes, and your wife's ready to kill you. So,
Well, she'll have plenty of axes to do it.
yep, yep.
But so if they wanted to come to your facility, where is there a place they can go to?
So they could go to escapefromwarehouse1.com. They can go to axekickingloretta.com or axekicking.florence.com. And actually, Axe Throwing Florence is also linked to carry here. So any of those get you to the right place.
Okay.
And also, you could always go to the World Axe Throwing League site, and then you can find a link that will show you where to go to my facility.
See the video working. They're already calling.
And they are.
Already calling how to book. But don't worry, guys. I'll make sure to leave a link to these to book both facilities. If you're wondering where these places are located, North Alabama, Florence is right in the top northwest corner, and Loretto, Tennessee. If you don't know where that is, don't worry, nobody does. But it's just across the state line in Lawrence County, Tennessee. Do you have people that travel a good bit to get to your facilities before, or is it just completely local?
We've had people that have traveled from Mississippi numerous times because both of my facilities are the closest sanctioned facilities to the northern part of Mississippi. Okay. And so we've had that. But we've had people travel from places like North Carolina and Texas and different places to come play here. Some of them's doing it for whatever reason. Maybe they're on vacation and come here, but then some of them just come here because they want to see the facilities, because I feel like we've got a really nice facility at both locations. And there's some nice facilities out there, but there's some not so nice facilities. And so if you've been to some of the not so nice facilities, it really makes you appreciate facilities like ours. Okay. And how well maintained they are and how nice they look and that sort of stuff.
So let me ask you a question. You said people can buy axes or they can use a house axe. Can you buy axes from you? Do they have to buy it online? Like what? How do they get these axes?
So they can buy them from us, or technically you could go online and buy. I suggest trying the axes out, whether it's at my facility or one locally, wherever you're from, and just try the axe out and see how you like it, because worst thing you can do is buy a $100, $200 axe online and then get it in and find out that I don't really like it. It's too heavy, or it's too light, or okay, that sort of stuff, or it doesn't stick as well as I thought it was going to. Yeah. So
let me ask you a question. Well, if you tried every one of them and you're still terrible at it?
Well, we have a thing for that during league play, that when you throw and you don't stick the axe and it hits the ground, we call that a 10.
A 10? I've done a lot of 10s.
And if it literally sticks in the ground and remains stuck, that's an 11.
It's 11?
It's an 11.
I haven't got an 11 yet. I'm good at the 10s. I'm like the best. I'll teach you how to do a 10. So, what if they stick in the ceiling?
We give you a free escort out the door when you do that. So
he will. Okay, so wait, I know, was it last year? Year before last?
Last year.
Last year, you
2022.
2022. You got your first invite to the World Axe Throwing League tournament, which I went with you up in Appleton, Wisconsin. Cool trip, but I want to hear your thoughts. What were your thoughts when you got that invite?
So I didn't think I had done enough to make the World Championships, and my wife and I were sitting in our recliners, relaxing, watching whatever we happened to be watching on TV, and for whatever reason I checked my email, and I usually don't check it that often, and voila, there's the invite. And I was just really shocked that, hey, I did make it. And so I just turned to my wife and I said, "Do you have a problem with me going to Wisconsin in a few weeks?" And so it just kind of went from there. But yeah, it was. I was not expecting it, so it was kind of a shock. So
Okay. So when you were talking about you didn't think you did enough to make it, like what does a person have to do to get that invite?
so there's lots of ways to make it. The best way to make it is to just win the world championship to start with, because that automatically puts you in the world tournament
I'll try that next time.
the following year. So I haven't done that. So, but anyways, there's tournaments you can win and make it. There's if you become a pro status, you make it. Or the way I made it was I accumulated enough circuit points to make it.
Okay.
Which is why I didn't think I had made it, because I didn't think I had gotten enough circuit points. But as it turned out, I got just enough. So.
Okay. So if someone's wanting to like get more information about this, is there a place they can go to find it out? Like what are circuit points? How to get circuit points?
Yeah, the World Axle League's website's pretty good about describing all that. So that's the best place to get the most information, most accurate, most up-to-date information on anything like that.
Okay. Don't worry, guys. I'll make sure to drop a link to that website in the description. So look at that, and you can find all the information you need. One last question on this first trip: how many polar bears did you see since we are in Wisconsin?
I don't remember seeing any, but
The cheese curds.
best I've ever had, Lambeau Field.
Lambeau Field was a blast. Not really a Packers fan, but that was really cool. Don't hate me, Wisconsin. Your cheese was amazing, though. You got the invite this year. What are your goals now that you've experienced it before? This is your second time. What are your goals this tournament?
Of course, the ultimate goal is to try to win it, but you know, I want to go be competitive. Last year, I wasn't as competitive as I felt like I should have been and could have been. So this year, I want to be more competitive, and win, lose, or draw. I just want to come away from there knowing that I just did a better job than I did last year.
Okay, so what are things you think you can do to make you more competitive than you were last year? Do you think that just a pure experience factors in?
Well, I've changed the way I throw the axe this year, and I think that change has made me more accurate on my throws.
Okay.
So that's going to be a big thing. And then I've changed how I practice throwing, and I think that's made a difference too. So it's not only the way I literally throw the axe, but the way I practice throwing the axe makes a lot of difference, I think.
Have you changed anything on your overall approach? I mean, you talk about changing how you throw it, but like your mental approach to a match.
It just boils down to focus, and I don't know, sometimes you lose focus and sometimes you keep focus, and you know, you really just have to try to do it one throw at a time and make sure you've got that focus on each and every throw.
Okay. Do you think the cheese is going to be as good as it is since we're going to Tulsa, not Wisconsin?
Yeah, I don't know if they have cheese out there, but they have steak. We'll find out what the steak is like out there.
I guess I have to try it. I don't know. I know you get a ton of people that come into your facilities. I know you've kind of coached a few people. What's the one thing when people get into Axstone you wish they knew, or people watching it or want to get into, what do you wish they knew about Axstone?
For somebody that's never thrown axes, I think the first thing I would want them to recognize is it's a much safer sport than most people think, because they go on YouTube and they see the video of the woman throwing the axe, bouncing it off the floor and the wall, and it come back about hit her in the head, and they visualize that's how axe throwing is. And I've never seen that in 4 years of running a facility. Never.
So we haven't had a foot amputee yet?
So nothing like that. Generally, it's very safe, and you know, if you throw the way you're taught to throw, it's going to be a safe sport.
So when you say throw the way you're taught to throw, like what's some things they should not be doing that makes it dangerous?
So a lot of people that's never thrown, they think they just have to throw the axe really hard, and that is just the furthest from the truth. It's amazing how soft you can throw the axe and make it stick. And you know, I've seen 8-year-old girls throw the axe and it stick, and then the 30-year-old man in the lane beside them throwing 100 mile an hour and it bouncing off the wall and coming back at them type thing, you know. So, so yeah, it's amazing that when you do the proper fundamentals, how easy the axe can stick.
Okay. So I, from the limited amount of time that I've done throwing axes, one thing I've learned is the harder you throw it, the harder it bounces back when you miss.
Correct.
And the further it bounces back. And kind of going back to what you stated, the women and the children. So this isn't just for bearded men like myself, right?
Oh no. Axes don't discriminate. It doesn't matter if you're 8-year-old or if you're 80 years old. Doesn't matter if you're male or female or an alien from Mars. It just doesn't matter. That axe is not going to discriminate. You either can throw it or you can't, and that's just all there is to it.
Do they have to have a beard to throw?
It's not required.
Okay, cool.
Might help you throw a little better, but
It
it's
doesn't.
not required.
It doesn't. The most serious question I have for you, Wade, and of course, like I told as I introduced this video, I'm JP, and all my friends call me the sophisticated lumberjack. When I say all my friends, I mean myself. But everybody who has thrown with you knows that you're also known as the janitor, not the custodian. I got that wrong. The janitor. Where did that name come from?
So when I started to open up the Florence facility, the young lady that worked for one of the companies that I was doing some contracting with, she got a shirt for me that because they do uniforms, and so she got me one that says the janitor on it. And then that way, if we had somebody that was new at the sport and maybe they were getting a little cocky, you know, we could crack the joke that, well, you probably can't even beat the janitor. And so, you know, then I could go dress up as the janitor. And
Nice.
so it just become a rather funny joke. And the shirt's actually a really nice shirt that she got me. So
Okay.
that was a lot of fun, and it's been comical.
What's the janitor's record?
I'm not really sure. He stays out back and trying to sober up a lot, I think. But occasionally he comes in and plays somebody.
That means he lost a lot. What do you think is your favorite part of axe throwing in general?
Throwing the axe.
Well, I guess you would have to do that if you're actually axe throwing, right?
No, seriously, my favorite part's all the people you meet, because I've met people from Florida to Minnesota to California. I've met people from Alaska, people from other countries. So it's really neat that you meet so many different people and from so many different walks of life, and it seems like that the axe throwing community seems to be extremely friendly towards each other, where a lot of other sports you see a lot of hatred sometimes, but
Yeah.
you don't see that here. Probably one of the things that stands out to me is I played a guy from Oklahoma, and I beat him, and I'd never met this guy before, and he just gave me a great big bear hug. You know,
Right.
so that was just a unique experience with a level of respect that I don't think you see in a lot of other sports. So that's probably my favorite thing, is meeting other people and the respect that they seem to have for each other.
That's one thing I would say I did notice last year at the Worlds was you did feel that sense of community. I mean, everybody has that thing they got the weird thing they like. It's really nice when you find a bunch of other people that like the same weird things that you like. But, just coming together for just purely for the sport of axe throwing, discussing ideas, what are you trying, what axe you use, and just that's what I took away. It really wowed me, which is why I'm making these videos, was that overall experience of community that I felt that I really don't think people really truly understands if they've never really gotten into it. But that was my favorite part too. Mine's not the only axe. I'm not as good. Good early morning.